Hello and welcome to glennzb TV for Monday, the show that puts glennzb into your virtual headset. Yes, I'm bringing New Zealand to the world and the world to New Zealand. And it's pallet carnage. Christchurch pallet workers, they're striking for another week. Did you not know? Yes, they went on strike last week. There's 15 workers. They've been off the job since last Monday, calling for pay parity with their Auckland colleagues. What will we do if there are no pallets? I don't know. I don't really understand the ramifications. My only real dealings with pallets is when I used to be the seed store person at Anchor Seed, and it used to be my job to get sacks of seed and put them on pallets sometimes, and I'd have to stack those pallets up. And I learned a very important lesson about stacking pallets, that you must take great care, even with the bags that you start with, get it all very uniformly stacked, because what happens if you got 5 or 6 pallets on top of each other and they're not stacked properly, they can tip all over you and land all over you in your forklift. Several tons of seed, and that's a lot of sweeping up afterwards. That's all I have to say about pallets for now. We'll see what the ramifications are down the track, I guess. I don't quite understand this. The headline doesn't match up with the rest of the story. Pests, usually found in the backyard, have been on the menu in Wellington. The Harbourside Market was offering the likes of onionweed, which I presume is a pest, onionweed and garlic pizza, and wild goat fried rice. The feast was part of DOC's, the Department of Conservation's annual Conservation Week, aims to get people involved in helping native species. There were good reports about the wild boar bacon and egg butties, and wild pork pizza was also going down well. So if we just go back to the beginning of the story, pests usually found in the backyard, and so yes, we have an onionweed and garlic pizza. So onionweed, I presume, is a pest, garlic not so much, and then we've got wild goat fried rice, wild boar bacon and egg butties, and wild pork pizza. So we've got a lot of wild pig action. I have never ever encountered a wild pig in my backyard. Or a goat. A wild goat for that matter. They didn't really make it clear that this was pest feast. Maybe they were looking at the picture when they wrote it, but didn't really, yeah. There's a possum. That's a pest. No, didn't. Some stories, they just don't make sense to me. Tell you what, this could be worse. A Singapore Airlines plane was grounded on Saturday. It was flying from Melbourne to Wellington, except it didn't, because the pilot failed an alcohol test. So basically, this is what happens when you just Google up drunk plane. Somebody's drawn a picture of a drunk plane, which was handy. Basically, what I suppose. So there's two things that could have happened here. Either you fly with a drunk pilot, and you get to where you're going, maybe, or maybe everybody dies, or you're stuck in Melbourne for the weekend. To be honest, I'm going with stuck in Melbourne, given the choice there. How do they do a random breath test on a? Does the plane? Do they have to queue? Do they all have to queue up before they take off, and they all have to blow in the bag? I've not. Can you wind down the window on a plane? Do they ask for the driver's license and registration? A lot of questions, not many answers. Oh, hang on, we've just done that headline. Why did I print off 2 of those headlines? Anyway, luckily I've got this one here. We've got a bold plan from Auckland's mayor, that's Phil Goff, to tackle homelessness. So that's home. I just want to make it clear. That's Phil Goff, That's somebody who he may or may not be homeless. He might just be a guy who likes sleeping on the street in a blanket. Anyway, tonight, around 1,000 volunteers will comb the streets and roads to gather census-style information on the city's homeless population. Phil Goff says he knows that homelessness is happening. We see it day to day. No one knows quite how big the issue is. And he wants to put an end to it. So I'm not quite sure how counting it is going to end it. I did suggest that it seems a strange way to spend your Monday night going around counting homeless people. But anyway, that's happening. He says, Phil Goff says, people sleeping rough in Auckland is a mark of shame on the city. And the survey will help them tackle and hopefully eliminate the problem. I don't know if Phil Goff really understands what counting is. What other things has he counted in the past and then they've immediately disappeared? I don't know. Anyway, we'll see what happens. Hopefully, after they've counted everybody tonight, they'll just disappear. Maybe they should go to places where there aren't any homeless people and count them there, and then the number will be 0, and sure enough, they will have disappeared. I am glennzb. I haven't made a lot of sense today. I'm sorry about that. But thanks for having me in a virtual headset anyway, and I'll see you back here again tomorrow for even less sense, probably.